What is going on YouTube? It is Trev. I just had an interesting conversation. All right. First off, yeah, here's another Shiba Inu video, right? And I said that I wasn't making any more Shiba Inu videos. I was really not happy with what I saw from Shibarium. I wasn't happy about some of the verbiage of the release that they put out. It led me to the belief that Shibarium was not going to be anything colossal that we expected it to be as far as for a burning mechanism, right? And I said I'm probably out of Shiba Inu, but Shiba Inu has been going up lately, so I'm not getting out at the bottom. I'm gonna let it do its thing, and then see. Honestly, I haven't decided anymore whether I'm actually ready to exit or not. But I don't hold a lot of SHIB. I have 20 million SHIB, right? So it's not making me or breaking me to hold on to it. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I did make a video after the one I said I wasn't going to make any more videos. And that was basically because there was some infighting going on inside the breeds, inside the the development team or ecosystem team or whatever you want to call them, that I found rather interesting because they always portray this image of unity and strength, togetherness or whatever. So I had to make a video about it, even though I didn't really know what was going on. I was trying to follow it as best I could. There was stuff on Twitter, stuff on Discord, all over the place, and I could not get to the bottom of it, and that bothered me. It bothered me putting out a video like that, where I wanted to let everybody know what was going on, but I really, really couldn't let everybody know exactly what was going on. Well, I'm still able to get into the Shiba Inu Discord. It's amazing to me that they haven't blocked me. But I don't go in there and cause trouble, It's just that every time I go in there, they're like, oh, this guy, because they know I've put out some things that haven't been overly flattering, right? And I've had some skirmishes with, with Trophius. But every time I do go in there, not every time, but the times that I've gone in there, there is one person who is always delightful, right? Very cordial, very helpful, very kind, and that's Shib Queenie. And most of you have, if you know anything about Shiba Inu, you've heard Shib Queenie, you've seen her tweets, you've heard her on the different AMAs that they've had. You may have had some interaction with her, and she is the flower amongst the thorns, as far as I'm concerned, on that team. I shouldn't say that. I'll be honest. Maybe I'm not being fair because I haven't had a lot of interaction with a lot of them. I've reached out. Nobody's wanted to talk to me. The only one who really wanted to talk to me was Trophius, and that was only to kind of give me shit, right? So, anyway, but I've spoken to Shib Queenie a couple of times in the Discord, and again, she's always been very, very helpful, right? Very welcoming. So I decided to reach out to her. What the hell? What could it hurt, right? So I sent her a DM on Twitter, and she just returned my DM a little while ago. And she said that she would be happy to answer any questions that I had. I had asked her if she wanted to come on and chat, and she was... I don't know where she is in the world, but it's obviously the opposite place where I am because it's dinner time where I am, but she was just getting ready to start her work day. So she said that she could not come on for a video chat, but she would be able to answer any questions that I had, because she can pretty much just get to them when she has a second to type. So we had a little conversation, and she absolutely gave me some inside scoop on what specifically happened, what caused the rift, and where they are right now. I'm sorry, my dog is stressing over here in the background. I think probably the cat wants to get in. And so the dogs... Give me 1 second. She just wants to get out. That's fine. All right. Anyway, she's going to be out there crying and driving me crazy in a minute. I asked her at the end of the conversation if we could, or if I could, relay what we've talked about, because she put some things out there, and I appreciate that, and I did not want to put her in a bad position, a situation, because I appreciate having, the networking with her, the ability to go and ask questions. You know what I mean? You don't want to burn that bridge. So she said it was absolutely fine. She had no problem with it. And at some point, she actually will come on for a voice chat if we can work out the timing. So I appreciate that. But so let me tell you, and I'll give you, I've got some notes here because I don't want to misquote her. And I'll just run through some of the things that she said. So she said the gist of it is that Satoshi went to the team, I guess, right? Saying that what he wanted to do was restructure the breeds, and he wanted them to be less task-oriented and more role-oriented with the KPIs, right? And she said most of them, the team, I guess, wanted to dissolve the breed structure anyway. They don't like it, right? Which is music to my ears because, I mean, it's just, maybe it's just me. It's a little corny, right? The defense breed and okay, we get it. Shiba Inu's a dog. All right. It's a little over the top with all the bone and the leash and all that. It's just, maybe, I don't know. It's just silly to me, right? But whatever. It's the way they decided to go with it. And, some of this might have had to do with Ryoshi's vision or whatever. I don't know. But it's a bit much. Anyway, they wanted to get rid of the breeds anyway. They wanted to dissolve that whole thing. And apparently Milkshake was already working on that. Okay, so he came to them and told them that he wanted to restructure, and that wasn't, I guess, so much of a big deal. The issue, one of the issues was that Satoshi kept referencing his strategy, but he would never really explain to them. So they were feeling, a bit confused and a bit lost about exactly what was going on, right? So now, then what happened? I guess there was a reason for him not being specific with certain members of the crew, which kind of leads into what else went on. Okay, so they had a Telegram room that was kind of an insider Telegram room where they could all get together and chat. Satoshi one day removed several people from the Telegram room. I just, I don't really know all these people. I don't know these names, so I got to read them for you. There were three guys that were removed: Stixel, UB, and Kraken. Members of the team that I'm not familiar with, right? But maybe some of you guys are. And the fourth person that was removed was Queenie. And so it was the way that it was done. The fact that it was done was bad enough, but the way it was done is really what kind of set people off. So all of a sudden, they just found that they didn't have access to the room anymore. And basically all Satoshi said to the guys was goodbye and just removed them from the room. Queenie, he was a little more delicate with, and told her something about that... he was sorry, but he loved her, and but he couldn't have her around for what they were moving into next because he felt she was a little too close to Tubbs. I don't know what Tubbs is. I don't, she put capital Tubs. I don't know if that's a person or if that's some sort of acronym or whatever, right? I'm not sure. I asked her, but she's probably, off to work by now, so she never really got back to that one, but she'll probably get back to me at some point. But anyway, she was removed from the room as well. So this spurred some bad feelings, not only because of the way that they were just thrown out with zero conversation, zero notice. But it was like these things that he wanted to do now. He couldn't trust these people. Basically, they were being told that they can't be trusted with this information or whatever it is that he was going to be talking about in this group from now on. So yeah, I mean, I can see where that would definitely cause some bad feelings. It seems that it was a rather rude way to do it. Now, keep in mind, as I keep in mind, this is Queenie's perspective. This is the story that I'm getting from Shib Queenie, right? And you know how I am with perspective, right? There's 360 different ways to look at an elephant, right? So if I were to talk to Shaitoshi, I would probably get a much different story than the one I got today. But Queenie's the only one with the decency to chat with me and to realize that I'm just trying to get information to the community, and these other guys don't really talk to me, so I don't have the benefit of their perspective. Shaitoshi ever reached out, I would chat with him just as cordially as I chat with Queenie, but I'm not holding my breath on it, right? So yeah, they were asked to leave. So now, let me go on to my notes. What else did she say? They don't care that he wanted to restructure. He was just hurt. They were both just hurt by how it was done, and the claims that they couldn't be trusted with zero explanation, no chance for discussion on their end. Right. So yeah, just kind of booted out of the club a little bit. Moving on, there was an addition. Oh, and also, I had seen things on Twitter about how maybe Shib Queenie had maybe copy and pasted or posted some conversations that were going on with Shaitoshi, and I didn't get a chance to. I didn't want to ask her about a bunch of details because I knew she was probably a little crunched for time, and sometime when she's able to come on, we'll get into the real meat of stuff, right? But anyway, so something else that happened, which is rather disturbing, right? Is she tells me, so now that things have progressed, part of Shaitoshi's strategy is that he has brought back or is bringing back some old members of the team. And here's the problem with that, right? These particular members were investigated by the defense breed, right? And they were asked to leave because of what they found out. Now, let me again read this because I don't want to misquote this, right? They had been previously investigated by the defense team. She says team, and then she puts in parentheses because she hates the word breed, right? She says these people, much worse than Trophius ever was. And they were once they were investigated, it was discovered that these people had been insider trading the woofable pairs before onboarding them to swap. I mean, I don't know if that's criminal or what it is, but it's not cool, right? And so when they were, when this was found out, they were thrown out. Why these particular people Shaitoshi is choosing to bring back, I don't know, right? And is this why certain people were thrown out of the group because maybe he knew that they would protest to this? But anyway, brought these people back. And I guess either they're back on the team or going to be on the team or whatever, okay? These findings were brought to the devs, and the people were removed from the internal teams. Now he has brought them back, and he's accusing Trophius of a lot of things that are exaggerations and false, according to Shib Queenie. She didn't go into specifics as far as what exactly Trophius was being accused of. Although, again, we did see on Twitter that there were things going back and forth between Trophius and Shaitoshi. Seemed to be getting rather heated. And Trophius had been accused, not only by a lot of people, community members in that Discord, but I guess, it had risen to the level of Satoshi. And there had been some issues about him being a little too harsh, banning people unnecessarily, all the things that we've heard about him and about that Discord. Shib Queenie pretty much confirmed here that he had been accused of that stuff, and I guess Shaitoshi had some dealings with him about it as well. Let me see. Yeah, she says that 2 years on that team, the whole thing has felt like an utter betrayal to them, and she brought up the fact that really all that's ever really been said about Trophius is those things, that maybe he's a little harsh with people, he's a little quick to maybe kick people out and stuff like that. That was the worst of what he's done, yet he's kind of on the outs, and these guys who were found to be doing insider trading are being brought back in. So still questions as to what in the world is going on there, but these are some of the things that are happening. Let me go on and see if there's anything else. Oh, I had asked her, because she told me about the KPIs. That's just not an acronym that I use in my line of work, so I asked her what it was. And in case none of you know, that's Key Performance Indicator. Once she said it, I recognized the term, but it's not anything that we use in my line of work. So she says, in all honesty, this is just the surface level of the things that caused this whole thing to blow up publicly. And again, I really hope that we can find some time for her to come on and really dive into this a little more seriously. And, I know I feel weird about it because I don't like to be the person who really likes to feed into the drama and the infighting and that kind of thing, right? But on the other hand, I am the kind of person who thinks that the community should know what's going on with the team that is running things and with, that could affect what you're invested in, right? So, if she wants to chat about it, I will chat about it. But I will say that, I just as equally, Trophius or Shaitoshi or anybody else, any of them can come on and give me the other side of it if they want to do that too, right? I right down the middle. I don't have any feelings here. This is just basically what she told me. All right, so let me see what else is here. Yeah, she said that she felt it was telling that Trophius, all he had been accused of was removing or banning people, and then these other people, doing insider traders were coming back. She said she finds that rather telling about Shaitoshi. And she wanted to clear up that for some reason it seemed like some people were putting out that she had been fired when in fact she had not been fired. And really no one has been fired. What's actually happening is that they are kind of moving into different divisions or different branches, I think she put it, right? Where they're not, what she's working on, which is closer to Shiba Eternity, and she will be working with, within all the other stuff too, right? They're not going to be reporting to Shaitoshi anymore, okay? They've got their own little group. They're doing their own little thing. And what she described to me sounded to me very much like a holacracy kind of platform that they were kind of adopting, right? And she thought about it for a minute, it seems, because it took her a minute to get back to me, and she said, yeah, maybe, right? So that might be what's kind of going on with the restructuring now, where they're working in their own little individual teams, doing their own little individual things that hopefully come together and complement each other. But we'll see, right? She was telling me she literally had a meeting with Marcy and Volk of the Shiba Eternity team that morning. And she spoke with Shitoshi via DM, right? She feels like he's probably unhappy about some of the things that she said, but she wanted to be clear that her loyalty is to the project, right? Not to anybody else, right? Not to Shitoshi, not to anybody. It's to the project and doing what she can to further the project, right? And she said, those who are on the right side of moral and ethical boundaries. Well, those things are subjective, I'm sure she has her perspective or her feelings of who those people are and what the right side is, but other people might have another idea, okay? You always have to be conscious of that, right? Just because you're getting this information doesn't mean this is all the information that there is. Let me see. Yeah, and she was telling me about her involvement with Shib Eternity, the testing and different things that she did. She had a little input on it. Let me see. We talked about Trophius and how he doesn't like me for whatever reason, and she said, yeah, a lot of the community despises him, right? But she said that in her estimation, she feels like he may be, and these, I'm paraphrasing, right? But he may be a little overzealous in his protection of them and of the project. And so because he does that, he may come off like, he's got a lot of teeth. But as far as she's concerned, I think that, she thinks that's all it is him being in protection mode. But she also wanted to make it clear, and if I can get down to it, give me 1 second. I don't want to miss anything for you. She's talking about people that had been removed or kicked out, and she says a lot of times that they had been being investigated for weeks, that it wasn't really the sudden, just spur of the moment thing that so often we hear. I just said this and they kicked me out, maybe that's true, but she says often that's not necessarily the truth. The particular people that had, been being kept an eye on for a while. So she said that she has also said before that she does not agree with Trophius on everything. She's called him out for being too harsh herself, and she says that Trophius, she feels, has been adopting a kinder, gentler way of dealing with people, and very often when he does find himself in a disagreement with something, he'll pause it and get her and try to bring her into it, so that she can make sure that everything stays, evenly, whatever, dealt with, right? And nothing's happening that's too harsh or whatever. So I guess he feels like he can't really trust him. You are how you are, right? So maybe he recognizes that maybe he's a little too harsh, or maybe you have to recognize it after a million people tell you it, right? And even she tells him it. So it seems that he's taking steps to try to get a hold of that, which, is appreciated, right? Anybody who recognizes something wrong and they take steps to try to improve themselves, you get an A for effort as far as I'm concerned. Let me see. All right. He's not a saint. Nope, he's not. But he's also not a scammer or an inside trader, she points out. He is our defender. Okay, so let me see. I asked about let me see. I asked about, so where does that leave everybody who kind of got removed from that group? And this is when she told me, everybody is still working for the project. They're just basically in their own branches, right? Let me see. Yeah, they're all still working on exactly what they were working on. I had asked her what this all means for Shibarium, because one of the concerns that a lot of people have had, and I've had myself, I've even voiced it, is that when you have these kind of internal fights, you know, things like Shibarium, it might not be the best time to release it when you've got kind of all this drama going on in the background that usually makes the community rather uncertain, right? But she says that there's no change to Shibarium, no change, I'm assuming, to the path or the time frame or whatever. And yet no change to any of the projects. It's just an internal spill. I talked to her about Shibarium and its potential to actually burn Shiba Inu. And I talked to her about a statement that she had made a while back about, some astronomical amount that could potentially be burned. And again, let me find what she said so I'm not misquoting her. Oh, I might have gone past it. Where did she put that? I'm sorry, just bear with me for a second. I know this video is long, but, just trying to get the information out to you. I can't find it for some reason. I don't know why. But, what she told me was that those figures that she was talking about were based on a bunch of other things as well. She felt like people maybe have misconstrued exactly what she was saying. She really doesn't know how much it's going to burn. And I pointed out some things about what maybe the Terra Classic community had gone through or was going through with the IBC channels and submitting a proposal, passing a proposal to not tax other projects that wanted to do business on our chain because it could make them shy away. And I told her, if what you guys are looking for is to, collect these fees off of, the gas fees or whatever of not only what's going on in the ecosystem, but what's going, other people that might be coming and using the chain, you could find that that's a problem where people maybe don't want to use your chain if they're going to get some sort of tax, right? And she said, that's, it was something that remained to be seen. She had heard about that issue that we were dealing with Terra Classic. So, no predictions on what she feels it's going to burn. But she did want to make a few things clear, right? And I promised her that I would do this, for everyone to hear. She says, I am not on any side, right? She's not taking sides. She's not for Trophius' side. She's not for Satoshi's side. She's not for any side. She's for the project, okay? She says anybody that needs her help, that's working on the project, the community, anybody that needs her help, she's there to assist. That's what she wants to do. The community needs me. I will be there for them, and that's it, right? And that's where she wanted to leave it. And then, she'd tell me about starting her day and going to work and stuff. That was the information from her, direct from, an actual member of the team, someone who's actually been experiencing this. And I thank her for, if you're watching this, I thank you very much for your candor, for your time, and for, helping me and the rest of us to really understand, at least from your perspective, what went down. And I look forward to continuing the conversation as things progress. I hope that we can keep this open dialogue, right? So I guess maybe you will be seeing some more Shiba Inu videos coming up. All right, that's it. Leave a comment in the comment section if you have any comments about this. And if you could hit the like button for me on the way out, that would be awesome too. All right, y'all. Ciao.